Sin City Submission Series is proudly brought to you by CBD Health Solutions, injitsu.com, Impact Dental Designs NYC, and Zebra Mats. Train with confidence.
If you guys hear us commentating in both the past and present tense, it is because we have both seen elements of this. He was right there seeing it live, whereas I was piecing it together via Instagram live feeds.
Yeah, we got a few guys who were able to Instagram live to get the information out
including there. Club Sweep Easy.
Yes.
Very much appreciate them.
Yes.
Are they a sponsor?
They are my boys. Not an official sponsor, but they are my friends. Shout out to Jared, who did some work for me, legwork for the tournament, and they sold their shirts and products and stuff.
Well, let's talk about this. We're switching to another match right now. Do we go back and forth between the two divisions?
Yes, we're actually doing back and forth between 155 pounds and 175 pounds. So in this match, we have Leo Domingos opening up against Andrew Slater. Leo Domingos being a black belt in Vegas. Obviously, his brother is Rafael Domingos, and he has a matchup actually with Keith Krikorian at SUG next weekend. Mm-hmm. Andrew Slater's a brown belt from 10th Planet Tucson under Anthony Burchek. He's a mixed martial arts fighter. I think he's about to go pro, or may have had like one pro fight by now.
Very nice. And I mean, one of the things that you get when you see any of the Domingos is you know that there's going to be a lot of high-paced, fast action.
Yes, there always is with those guys. They're very good on the feet. And they're right there. We see a flying triangle attempt jumping off from the Domingos, and he's going to a mounted position. Slater fell back looking to defend that flying triangle, and now he's in a mounted triangle. You see Slater throwing his left arm onto the thigh. Right there, Anthony Burchek, his coach, was telling him how to defend this, and he's getting his hips up high to kind of put the pressure on Leo leaning forward, so that kind of takes some of the pressure off of the neck. What I can see here from my perspective is that the left arm of Slater is trapped in this triangle, and he's grabbing the inner portion of his thigh, as well as keeping his hips up in order to alleviate the choking pressure. So he's not really getting choked right here, and Leo's doing a really good job of just keeping two hands on the head and keeping control of the situation. But both of them were very calm and controlled here, where he's trying to look at a defensive strategy on the way out, and Leo's looking to maybe isolate the arm and finish here, as you can look at the transition.
And again, calm and composed against the cage is a very deadly combination.
Yes, exactly. And, the cage is used a lot. Like I said, you can't really roll out here, and it's putting you against it. You see Leo is trying to work that underhook of the trapped arm of Andrew Slater. And again, Andrew Slater, man, staying really composed. He's using the correct pressure, and you see Leo's trying to cinch up that arm, that leg around the neck. But Slater is just doing a tremendous job of keeping his hips aligned against his hips and managing to find the space to breathe.
Well, just looking at the corrective nature of this as he's moving around, you can see he has time to spare. He knows exactly how to keep his pressure on. And so now, kind of going back, he loses a little bit, but
here he goes on that leg transition, and this is giving Slater, I think, a little bit of space to get that free arm into like the butt area to kind of push Leo off in defense of the triangle.
Is that the official 10th Planet term, the butt area?
No, that would be the gooch. That's
gooch. Got it. Okay, just making sure.
Term.
I always try to throw in a few extra 10th Planet or fake names, but as we're here, I mean, this has been kind of the story of the match thus far in. This close to the cage. They haven't moved too far from here. What were you observing as you saw them live in this moment?
Well, like I said, right here, you see Leo going for that attempted Kimura to maybe break the grip of Slater's, grabbing the inside of his thigh. But, man, Andrew Slater was a survivor. Like I said, the composure was the biggest thing that I was surprised of. I'm good friends with his coach, Anthony Burchek. Me and him have trained many MMA training camps together over the years, and he is a tremendous cornerman. Like, honestly, I have no interest in fighting him, but if I ever did, I would definitely want Anthony Burchek in my corner. He's one of the best cornermen in the game, whether jiu-jitsu or MMA. He really knows how to coach you in and out of positions in a calm and clear, concise way.
Just look at the Stooges' nature of going around that cage, though.
I mean, dude, you see Slater just using his hips to try to create some momentum to get back on top, and Leo is just keeping his legs. I mean, at this point, I feel like they have to be burning. And you see Slater just pop his head out and run the double, finally escaping. and putting him up against the cage. What you guys can't hear is Anthony Burchak right here coaching him. All right, now it's time to put his head into the fence and really limit the ability of those hips. Leo's looking for that arm lock set up from the bottom. He's looking to swing and rotate those hips, and Slater is really just keeping control. And you see he's got his head pinned up there, and that's a big strategy factor.
I mean, if there's anybody that I would recognize as being a coach, seeing a takedown right after that, it would definitely be one of Tony's kids.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, those guys are wrestling machines out there in Tucson. Their jiu-jitsu is tremendous. He's got a killer squad out there.
And just looking at his posture to try and break this position, it's very like cage aware of using that background to maybe use a little bit more posturing so that he can start to get out of it.
And you see that strategy come into play with someone who's very familiar with the MMA cage, like Andrew Slater. Has got a lot of amateur MMA fights under his belt, and he knows how to use that pressure, and he knows how to keep the head pinned in order to control the hips of Leo Domingos. Leo Domingos is looking to isolate an arm and start spinning on an arm lock to open up, because he can't really do much else besides maybe put the feet on the hips and start wall walking like you would see in an MMA
absolutely
fight.
Right there. You are seeing Leo very quickly try to angle a little bit to his left side, trying to get down there, because he realizes the more he gets pinned against the cage, the more he can't make angles. So if that is the case, you aren't really looking at a sweep until you can maybe clear that little part of that cage.
Exactly right. So like I said, Leo is just in a position where he's going to have to make the choice of either start opening up his guard, or he's going to have to maybe look to wall walk and start using the fence to stand up like you would in an MMA fight. This strategy changes the game, and I'm actually a much bigger fan of this. And you can see he's going high on the shoulder, looking to climb his hips, but Andrew Slater just keeping that pressure against the fence.
You can see that underhook right there, too.
He's digging. He's looking for it. Slater's hyper aware of that, and there's the guard opening. Like I said, he has to open up in order to make something happen. He's just not going to be able to climb that posture in that position with his hips stacked over his head. You see Leo going into a transition kiss the dragon, looking to take the back, but Slater doing a tremendous job staying on top, going for that knee bar entry, transitioning to the outside heel hook of the DOA, and he is cranking on it. He's walking his hips, which unfortunately doesn't create a lot of breaking pressure. He's opened up too much, and Leo's going to take advantage of that and pull his leg out and start looking for the chair sit. There they are against the fence, the same thing. I mean, that was a tremendous transition from the leg attack.
Well, now talk a little bit about the reversal of fortune. That cage was helping Slater for a little bit right then and there, but now that cage is kind of keeping him in place. He wants to probably prop him up a little bit more to start taking the back.
Oh, and there he goes. He throws that hook over the top. Let's see if he can chair sit. There it is.
Very nice.
And now he's got the back, and it's pretty clean right into... Yeah, the time just finished right there. So that was actually time of the 7-minute regulation period. So we're going to go to the coin flip here. Leo's going to call it in the air. I believe he lost. That was a great form. How dare you?
Terrible.
Slater got the choice of offense or deferral. And if this is your first time watching EBI rules, just to go over very briefly, there's a coin flip. You pick offense or defense. You can choose deferment. Looks like that's what Slater chose. He chose to defer and go ahead and to allow Leo to start on his back first. There's a 2-minute maximum ride time per round, and it's basically escape time or submission. So you got that amount of time to try to escape the position itself, or as the offensive person, you're trying to sub them. So I'm locking them into position here. They're starting the over-under, 2 hands defensively, getting the timekeeper going, and we're going to start. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and go.
And it already looks like Slater was really trying to make sure he had the 2-on-1 grip there, but this is not an easy place to be.
No, definitely not. With a high caliber black belt like that on your back, it is tough. And Slater's doing everything he can to move his hips and escape that position. Tough angle to see there, but he is still under control. And he's getting the tap with the rear naked choke right there. And that amount of time, I believe, if I recall, was about 22 or 23 seconds. And now Slater has his rebuttal. Basically, Slater must submit him in under that amount of time, or Leo will take the win. Leo could also escape in less time than that and take the win as well. So here we go. Andrew Slater chooses the spider web position. He feels it's a stronger position to get that sub quickly, perhaps, and he has decided to lock it in. So bottom person has his figure 4 defense in. Top person can go ahead and class that with a deep hook, and looks like Slater's choosing to do the opposite hook, which he's in the right to do. And there it is live. Leo going for a big jump all the way over. He cleared it, and that defensively is where he needed to go. He's going to step, That arm is fully extended, and he pulls it out.
Wow, nicely done.
What a great match. Honestly, I mean, when the match started, you see a flying triangle like that where the guys are entangled in a submission for the majority of the match to go all the way through. You got your winner, Leo Domingos, by EBI submission, rear naked choke. But wow, what an impressive matchup. Really impressive with Andrew Slater. Like I said, 10P brown belt out of Tucson going against a world-class black belt like that. That was impressive.
Man, what a great thing to see the Domingos family, man. There's a lot of great jiu-jitsu there, so shout out to them.